Company of Heroes is a 2006 real-time strategy video game set in World War II, with the player's aim to capture strategic resource sectors located around the map, use those upgrades to upgrade your base, produce and upgrade your units, and defeat the enemies. Look, back in the day we were all young boys and girls and we used to play toy soldiers in our bedrooms. Then we grew up and we played video games, so Company of Heroes came out and we took that enjoyment of toy soldiers to the next level. We learned strategy and tactics, learning about upgrading resources. Then from there we got even older and now we want to enjoy that same satisfaction but in tabletop format. This is Company of Heroes, the board game, and that's what we're going to look at Kickstarter today. Look, back in 2018, Bad Crow Games created a game called Mech Command RTS. Now this had minis, this had line of sight, this had area movement and action points. Does that sound familiar? Look, they used all those lessons learned from that 2018 game and they put it into Company of Heroes First Edition back in 2021. We are now 18 months further down the line. We've had a lot of time to revise, learn from all those sort of little mistakes that we made along the way, and now we have the revised second edition. So let's go check out the Kickstarter campaign. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the game. So in this video, we're going to cover off on the changes from first edition to second edition. We're going to look at the value of the Kickstarter campaign. We're going to look at comparisons, other games in a similar ilk to this. We're going to see who should be actually buying this game. And lastly, we're going to end off with some negatives of the campaign. Look, I'm Hoax, this is Board Game Bangers, and this is my Kickstarter pick of the week, Company of Heroes, the second edition. So let's go check out this campaign. Here we go, 626,000 Australian, which is 430,000 US, 2,400 backers there, 20 days to go. We're less than 1 day into the campaign. Now, have a look at this. Look, I'm going to go straight to this image here. I love this. So you're not going to get painted minis and you're not going to get the painted cathedral there, but how nice does that look on the table? I just love that photo. So let's have a look in. This is a table hog. Straight up, this is going to take up a lot of room on the table. It's hard to tell from that image, but that's going to be a pretty big table there. So have a look at the big hexes there. We've got all those minis, all those armored units. We've got the infantry. We've got all the nice sort of buildings around there, the big cathedral damaged in the background there. So much to love in this picture. We're going to have all of our individual player boards. We're going to be going up, upgrading resources, whole bunch going on in this game. So let's keep having a look here. Also, let's have a look at all those dice. Lots and lots of dice. We love that. Early bird bonus, first 72 hours. Look, you're going to get some upgraded universal vehicle commander sets. And this is going to be for every faction out there. So just a little nicety there if you get in early. Now, what's new in version 2? So look, I love the fact this is straight up one of the things that they're going to answer, because that is going to be probably the biggest question for a lot of people. What is the edition? Can I just keep my edition 1 or should I be upgrading to 2? So let's have a look at all different things. So probably the main thing is 2 new map boards, the Ardennes and Morrow River. Look, really nice, detail in those. Like, have a look at all that beautiful top-down detail. I love these player boards. Now the other thing is, these are going to be newly designed player boards. So they're going to take out the original player boards in the first edition, had the resources that you're going to be sort of basically fighting over, and they had them printed on the board. In this new second edition, they're going to be just resources that are going to be placed on per scenario. So the boards are going to be nice and clean. The other beautiful thing is, now what that means is we can actually put all these boards together and make these big campaigns, these big epic battles, and again, really nice touches. So, improved rulebooks and map setups. Now, we've had 18 months between the first edition and the second edition, so a lot of play testing has gone on, a lot of playing has been going on, and the developers have taken so much feedback on, and I've really loved the fact they're taking on just new suggestions, the way to streamline all these different rule changes. So you're going to find that this new second edition will be a much more streamlined edition. Yep, here we go, new assault rules, improved victory conditions. That's just an example of things that have changed between the first and second. Now, for people who are new to the game, look at these little plastic trays. That's where your infantry are going to be sitting on them, and you're also going to have your upgrade dice. I love the fact that when you're moving around, you can actually just move the whole tray, so you don't have to move individual infantry units around. So look, again, for new people out there, that's one really nice touch I love about this game. Cool. Bonus components, dice, resource things. Yep, cool. All nice things in the second edition. Now, what do we got? A whole bunch of videos there, and really good videos. Go check them out. Now, the price. We're looking at $99 for the core set. So this is going to be for 2 players. You're going to have 2 factions, and this is going to be everything you're going to need to play a 2-player game of this. So have a look at all those beautiful minis, all those armored vehicles, just so much detail in each one of those. Whole bunch of dice, resource markers there, look, a whole bunch of beautiful stuff in the core set. So it's going to be $99 US. Now the second edition update kit. So this is going to be for your first edition backers trying to upgrade to the second edition. It's going to cost you $49, but you're going to get everything you need to be able to play with these new rules and the new map boards and all the new things that you're going to need there. Okay, all the pre-stretch rewards from the first edition are going to be available in the second edition, so that's a nicety. And this is really nice and clean. New backers on the left, veteran backers on the right. So everything you need, if you're a new backer, you go down the left-hand side. If you're a veteran, everything you need could be down the right-hand side there. I love how streamlined that is, because there is a lot of decisions. There is a lot of choices, a lot of different add-ons you can add to the core game. So the fact that they've broken out a bit like that, I really appreciate that. One thing here for your legacy map pack, so for the first edition people, your map boards are going to be upgraded to match with the new game boards of this second edition, so you can combine them all together, and I think that legacy map pack is going to be a must-have for your veterans coming back. Now, new expansions. Cool, we've got Terrain Pack 3, and we're going to go through all of these shortly. Here we go. Lost Brigade system. We're going to get some different armored vehicles, and these are going to be able to be replacing your previous armored vehicles. Again, just adding a bit of replayability to the core game. And look at this. I love how this is configurable. Just small little touches like this makes me believe that these designers and publishers really do care about this game. I really, really love that. Okay, solo co-op in Fog of War. Now, this game is screaming for solo play. It is ideal for solo play. So you're going to get a whole bunch of AI cards there, which are going to help you, give you like a good solid experience back. But what this is, you're going to be sitting at home, you're going to have a nice bourbon next to you, you're going to be sipping away there, you're going to set up all of your armored vehicles, and you're going to have just the night of your life just playing solo in this game. I think this game is just perfect for solo players. $39 for that. Terrain Pack 3, so that's going to be the new Terrain Pack. Trees, we got walls there, rocks, just nice things, and factories, just all real nice. These $55 for that. And look at that big mega structure, like the big factories. Just doesn't it just give you that real World War II vibes that you're in that world from back then. Okay, the Legacy Map Pack, that's what I talked about before. Slight changes from the map pack from the first edition to second edition. So this way, this brings all the maps to the same edition. Cool, and here we go. Here's a look at all the different maps put together, giving you this big epic campaign world. Again, really nice touches in this. Dice and tray packs. So we talked about the trays for the infantry units. Now we've also got trays for the armored units. So the armored units will also get dice upgrades, so you're going to put the dice next to it. But now you can put the dice next to it on the tray, so when you move along, everything moves together, the dice and the armored units. So really, really nice stuff there. Faction player sets. So I mentioned right at the start, this is going to be 2 players in the base game. Now we also have 5 more playable factions. So this game can spread, I believe, up to 8 players. So you can pick up these different factions for however many. Like if you're going to play with 4 players, grab the original base game plus 2 factions. Simple as that. That's sort of how it works. We've got Soviet, British, OKW, USA, and the Wehrmacht. So there's your 5 different factions there. Yep, original expansions, and we're going to go through them. So Terrain Pack 1. More buildings, sandbags, all things again, giving off those World War II vibes there. Terrain Pack 2, this one, I really love this one. So we've got some real destroyed buildings there, and I love the fact that you can have the original cathedral and then you've got the destroyed cathedral. Just great touches, and it just shows how passionate these designers are. Elite commanders, look, more armored units, more elite commander player boards there. Cool. And mini pack bundle. Look, we're now getting to the stage where it's getting a lot of stuff. So this is, you're really a fan of this game if you're buying this now. So this is $37. Again, just gives you a few more different, different armored vehicles there. Whole bunch of stretch goals. So we've already ticked off a whole bunch of these. We're now up to here, the 400k mark. But have a look down here. Once we get to the 645, 725k, like, we're going to start getting some really nice stretch goals. I love these turrets and I can't wait to see what hits after 800 there. Gameplay, real time or turn-based. So as you get more and more confident with it, and if you're playing with someone that also feels confident with the game, go real time. It will obviously help the quickness in the game. Invest in your troops. This sort of sets this apart from a lot of those war games where we're now upgrading those troops. So we're upgrading them via the dice. We're also upgrading them by the actual, the actual mini itself. So really nice things there. Elegant combat, fun tactics, sure. Build your economy, grow your army. Again, feeling like Company of Heroes, the video game. So, they've just brought in a lot of those details that you'll remember from the video game and just making it, approachable in a tabletop format. And your different commanders, and they're going to give you a whole bunch of different special abilities there. Now, I mentioned at the start I was going to talk about comparisons. So normally I sort of go through and research different games that I think are comparable to this game. Look, they've done it all for me and I really love that. Here we go, Company of Heroes up here. And it's going to give you a few here, but the ones I want to talk about here are Axis and Allies. Classic, war game there, and Memoir 44. Memoir 44 is going to be probably your best starting point into this genre of game. So this is going to be more your sort of infantry tactical game, but I think it's a really good way to just see if this sort of format of game is for you there. And then look, if you're into that sort of thing, maybe grab Memoir 44 first up. Feeling comfortable with that, let's go up to Company of Heroes. So there's some really nice ones, and there's gonna be some more technical, more, I guess more hardcore games once you get really into that wargaming lifestyle. Yep, now a whole bunch of videos here, and yep, that's the original Sega and Relic Entertainment who made the game. Just great reminiscing for me. I loved it. Now, postage costs. This is actually quite important. So no extra customs charges for these, customs friendly, really nice to know there. Now, price for the upgrade kit or the second edition. So really decent postage price, considering that these boxes are going to be big. There's a lot of plastic, a lot of components, a lot of dice. That's really reasonable postage. 24 for Australia, Canada, 19 US, EU, UK. Really reasonable. And even if we're starting to go in these all in with all that big bundles, all those extra things, they're still reasonable shipping. So if it gets to the pledge manager and they are around these prices, that is brilliant, because that is some big boxes they are going to be posting. And that's pretty much it. That is the campaign. Now, I also mentioned at the start who should be backing this game. So the first people I want to talk about are people who sort of go out and they see these big war games out there, and I guess they're just intimidated by how complex it is. Like, you'll see people out there, they got rules and stuff, and there's so many different rules, but they also attracted to like all the beautiful minis and all the beautiful sculptures out there, and they're like, I want to try that. I think this game would be that perfect stepping stone for those sort of people. You're getting a game that is slightly more approachable. It's still going to be a complex game, don't get me wrong, but it's going to be more approachable compared to that more full-on wargaming lifestyle. So for those people, I think this might be a really nice stepping stone. The next one I have is painters. Look, painting is a lifestyle in itself. People love painting minis, and this is going to have some incredible minis for you to paint. Those factories, things like sandbags, all those armored vehicles. Like, there is so much for you to get your teeth into and really just practice on your techniques. And I just think that this is a game just screaming for people who enjoy painting but want to take it to the next level. Next one I've got is solo gamers. I mentioned right when we had that solo gaming segment, I mentioned that this is a game I think is perfect for solo play. Absolutely brilliant. Solo gamers, if this is any sort of game you're interested in and you're playing solo, I feel, rest assured, I think this is going to be a really solid experience for you. Last one, it's the most obvious one, it's returning backers. Now, returning backers, you already know you love the game. You played the game, you loved it, you're coming back for a second edition, and I don't need to say any more. You already love it. This is better, this is improved, this is revised. Get on board. Okay, now the negatives. So, The first one is table presence. This is a table hog. It is massive. There is so much going on. So look, if you've got a big enough table, you can accept that it's going to be out on the table maybe for a couple of nights or whatever while you're playing through a campaign or whatever. Look, just accept that this is going to be a table hog. Overwhelming choices. Now they did a nice way of sort of breaking down into new backers and returning backers, but I still think there's an overwhelming amount of choices for people. Do you get those terrain packs? Do you get the solo pack? Do you get some of those upgraded armored units? Do you get the commander special commander ones? Like there's so much out there for you to decide, or do you just go the base game and just have 2 players? The next thing that's overwhelming is, are you going to be playing in the future with 3 or 4 players? So should you be getting more factions just in case you're going to be playing with more people? So a lot of things for you to consider there. Last one is the cost. Now, this is almost unfair because this is not the cost of it, because the cost of it is quite reasonable considering how much plastic is involved. I'm talking about the cost versus the video game. And again, it sounds very unfair because obviously the video game is going to be a lot cheaper. But what I'm talking about here is for people who are coming to this campaign page because you're reminiscing. You're reminiscing about that time when you played Company of Heroes as a teenager or a kid or something like that, and you're going back with those memories. Now, would you be better off just going out and buying, I don't know, whatever the latest Company of Heroes is, Company of Heroes 3 or 27 or whatever the latest one is? Are you better off just buying that and reminiscing through video game format? Or do you feel like you want to take that next step and reminisce via this tabletop experience? So, look, if you want to go that second path, then you have to accept it's going to be an expensive exercise. Maybe you just get the base game, the $99 base game, and maybe that's going to be your reminiscing starting point. So look, it's just something to think about for those people who are coming for the Company of Heroes reminiscing. Do you go the video game format, which is going to be cheaper, or do you pay the extra money for the tabletop experience? So that's my thoughts on the campaign, and this is why this was all my Kickstarter pick of the week. So let me know in the comments below, what are your thoughts on this campaign? What is attracting you to this campaign? Are you going to be one of those sort of new people coming to it, or are you a returning fan of this franchise? Look, if you like what I did, please give me a thumbs up. It helps me with the algorithm, helps me get out to more people, and especially if you even love it even more, I'd love a subscription. It would mean a lot. So that's it from me. I'm Hogs. This is Board Game Bangers. Till next time, laters.